Today's topic, a serious one, the coming recession. All the economics smarty pants seem to agree that we are on the verge of another recession. And Frugal Daddy's going to explain to us why everybody thinks so. Kiss me. Kiss me. Here he is now. All right, Daddy-o, what makes you and all the other smarty pants economists feel certain that a recession is coming? Explain it to us so we can all understand.
It's easy to understand in my head, but it's hard to explain. First of all, because I'm not a good explainer, I can't organize thoughts, and it's not that easy actually.
It's kind of like how inside my head I'm a really good singer, but
Right.
just not when it comes
it's
out of
kinda
my
like that.
mouth.
Singing in, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, try, honey.
I'll try my best.
Try. Keep it
to not
simple.
stumble over my own words. And what most people look at in predicting a recession, the average person, the layperson, is the stock market, and they see, like right now, the turmoil that's going on. It was up at its high at 27,000 something, went down to 21,000. It's up 23,000, up and down 1,000 points a day. That's crazy. The problem with that is the ball is already
In play.
in motion. Yeah, it's been in motion for a while. And what most people don't do is what you should do. And that is to look at the bond market. The very smart, very rich people look at the bond market. I look at two factors. One is the 3-month Treasury bill, which is set by the Fed, the Federal Reserve.
When you say it's set, you mean the interest rate is set?
Yes.
So when they raise the interest rates, does that contract the supply of money?
Yes.
Okay. So they
Yeah.
raise the interest rates because they want to contract the money supply so the economy will slow down.
Yes.
Okay.
What I compare that with is what the actual bond market is saying. The yield curve is a difference between the 10-year note and the 3-month bill. The 3-month bill is predictable because the Fed sets that. They say this is what the Federal Reserve lends out to banks. 3%, let's say it's 3%. The 10-year note is floating. It's what people think. It's what the market thinks. It's not predicted and set in stone like the 3-month.
All right. So the 3-month note has a return interest rate, as it were, set by the Federal Reserve.
Yes.
The 10-year return is reflective of what the market thinks is going to happen.
Correct.
And as those two numbers get closer
Yes.
and then cross,
Yeah. Well, the spread is the difference between those two numbers.
right?
So as you can continue.
Okay, so the spread is getting smaller. As they get closer, you're getting closer and closer to recession. And if they cross so that the yield on the 3-month is higher than the yield on the 10-year, we know for sure it's going into a recession.
You jumped ahead a little.
I know. I got excited.
It's the narrowing of the yield curve. That happens. You know, that's just a general cycle that happens. It rarely ever happens that the yield curve inverts, where the 3-month is higher in interest than the 10-year. If that happens, I think it was the last 14 times that yield curve inverted, 100% of the time there was a recession within 1 year.
Okay.
Or less.
And that inversion happened.
It happened, I think it was October, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I remember the day it happened because I saw it. I told you, I said the yield curve inverted. We're on our way for a recession.
So there are reasons to believe we are headed for a recession for sure.
Yes.
All right, so people know it's coming. People are preparing. So therefore, it may not be as dramatic as the last recession. And we can take measures now to do whatever we have to do to prepare for it.
Right.
So what do you think the common man should do? What do you think real people should do? If you're not in a profession that is in some way recession proof, or unless you have an income that's not affected by economic trends. For example, if you're retired and living on a fixed income, it's fixed. So, okay. But if you are in a profession where your hours at work might be cut due to a recession, or you might lose your job, then you need to be planning ahead. You pull back now, adjust your lifestyle now, get used to it now. Try to get more money in savings. Try to stockpile cash.
That's what I was trying to say.
Save money. Save money now.
The best thing you can do is put as much money away as you can.
They always say you should have about 6 months living expenses saved in case of emergency, and I think with the coming recession that this would be the time that we would want to have that amount of money saved in case something does impact your income. So if you're debating, should we go on a vacation this summer or should we not, if you're iffy and you need that money to maybe cover you during a recession, maybe don't go away on a vacation this summer.
Right.
Stop eating out. Stop going to the movies for a while. Spend a little bit less right now, as if you already have less money to live on. Make the adjustments now.
Right.
I think as a general rule, when you get a raise, you always want to save that increase. Keep your lifestyle the way it was before.
Correct.
If you can, if you're actually covering your expenses. If you have huge debts you're paying off, then you want to shovel that extra money into paying the debt off. But the idea is you're not going to raise your standard of living. You need to look for sales, stock up on canned goods. Everything frugal people talk about all the time. What you really need to do now to get ready. You know something is most likely coming, so you have the chance to plan ahead. You can only do what you can do.
Right? Well, it's not like you're going to go out and print money or anything, or get a job that gives you twice the salary.
If you work in an industry where some people might be cut and some people might not, make yourself the indisposable one at work. Be the best worker there. Be the smartest, hardest worker, arriving 5 minutes early, non-complaining employee. So if the boss has to get rid of somebody, it's not going to be you.
That's very good. Make yourself more valuable.
Learn to cook at home. Reduce your cell phone plan. Lower your car insurance coverage. Don't buy your lunch out. Bring your lunch to work from home with you. Wash your clothes on cold water and hang them to dry. Outside or on a drying rack. Don't waste food. Turn your heat down. Don't buy new clothes. You don't need them. The sky is glowing pink.
That would be a sunset.
Is that what that's called? As always, thanks for watching, everybody. Time to prepare ahead.
Yes.
For whatever that coming recession means to you. Enjoy the good things and the free things in life. The little things.
Like a hug, which is free.
All right. Bye-bye. See you later. Do that.